You just spawn in. You see your level, bank, cash, bounty, health, and stamina. You wonder what some of this means. Well, really, we're not here to talk about that today. We're going to be talking about the true art and design of criminality. This game has a very unique map design, some places looking somewhat normal, some looking decrepit and abandoned. There's a lot of rundown areas in this game. Just like the randomly scattered ruined buildings, the residents of a Sector of 7 have somehow used advantage of these buildings by putting down wooden plants along some of them, making it possible to climb onto rooftops. Now, let's talk about the less rundown buildings. One of these buildings is Cafe. It's near the center of the map, and you're probably thinking what brand the cafe is. No, it's not Starbucks or anything, it's literally Cafe. It's a bit strange, isn't it? This area, in my opinion, is like a place where players can get together and talk, but usually it's ruined by this lunatic with a C4. This design is very social-like, since there's multiple places you can sit down and chill. There is also a back room with some loot in there. The counter is a good place to hide if a C4 decides to land in the center of the room. The tower is an interesting one for me. Its design has changed a lot over the history of criminality, from the simpler design to the maze-like design. By that I mean the old tower has simple rooms like corridors. Now it's like each corridor is like a fucking maze. So yeah, that's cool. On top of the tower there is a large room with some goods in there. It's protected by a camera that shoots weird cum at you, but it can be destroyed by shooting it. Tower has many hiding spots, I say. It's one of the best places to go if you want to go AFK or something. The sewers is one of the naturally darker places in the map, only being lit up by the side lights you can see on the walls. This place has a very interesting sound design. Just like the subway, this area has an echo. Any gun you shoot has an echo. It is cool. What I find interesting is you can hear all the crimes being committed above you, like shots of Glocks or shotguns. This place has a very good atmosphere, with a bone-chilling sounds of a sewer would make, I guess. This is one of the only areas with water. Water is unique. You can swim in it and throw your downed enemies into it to drown them for fun. There's many dealers and loot, so that's a bit useful, I guess. Attention. Criminality is a very good looking game. Well, for a Roblox game, that is. Its aesthetic is very crushing, but it doesn't fill you with defeat. But it does give you a sense of a flimsy and makeshift town trying to grasp on what it used to be. Everything looks run down, as I've mentioned. It's been left there for a while, just to be used by the criminals that roam the streets. You can find various objects around the map, like bins and abandoned cars that look like they've been there for years. Near gas station and tower, there are these gas tanker things that have been blown up with smoke still coming out of them. While playing, I really started to notice all the boarded up doors. It shows how people really don't want to live there. The thing is, people can't live there, because Sector 7 is exiled from civilization. Pizza is a very cool place. Similar to Cafe, it has a place to hang out and chill. People don't use it as much, since it's not in the center of the map. But Pizza has a natural fire. The only other place I can think of that has a natural fire in the world is the weird fire pit in Doghouse. The thing is, Vibin is also a different place where you can chill and relax. I feel like this place is more for music than anything else. We will be talking about the infamous vibe check in a later chapter though, so stay tuned. Interactables. What are they? Well, they're things you can use around the map to help you or to destroy you. ATM machines are a very big part of this game. In fact, it's one of the biggest mechanics in the game. The ATM allows you to put cash into your bank account. You can also get allowances from these machines. Every 15 minutes you'll get a sum of money, which is what I'm trying to say. They're usually placed in practical areas like behind cafes or in front of armories, as you can see. Vending machines are so good. They can be found almost anywhere. You can get multiple types of items. These machines can dispense chips to a fucking remote explosive device. These machines can come in clutch. You can get chips, chocolate, soda, C4, rage dose, antidote, and there's a rare chance, when I say rare, I mean rare. There's a chance of a live grenade dropping under your feet. I only got this clip once. It's in this video in the card in the top right. Armory dealers can be found inside buildings with text saying armory. They're not hard to miss. Armory dealers can sell armory exclusive guns as well as street dealer guns, but at a steeper price. After all, they are a business. To get armory guns you will need a game pass, which kinda sucks. Armory sells more clean guns, I guess. The armory building has a simple design. It shows the gun you can buy on display. Street dealers are hustlers. They're usually found in alleys, selling more makeshifty guns like the sawn-off. All the weapons look worn and used. The guns you can buy at the dealer have a lower price than the armory weapons. Street dealers don't have their own building. They're just out in the open. They can usually be found like leaning against a wall or a building. You can spot the dealers if you see a green light. This usually indicates a dealer's location. During blackouts, these lights won't turn on, and I'll get into what a blackout is later. Looting. There's many ways to loot. One of them is cash registers. These can be found in most establishments and give a decent amount of money. Safes, on the other hand, are a tiny bit more hidden, but they give excellent loot. Scrap piles are a big part of loot. These piles can drop valuables. They can drop weapons. Some of the valuables found in these can sell up to 2,000 cash. The best place to look is in Junkyard. That's in the corner of the map near Armory 2. Vibe check. Vibe check is a very special place. The only way you can get in is a one-way elevator, so make sure you have a friend with you. Vibe check has loads of scrap and has 3 large safes. It is worth giving a look. This place is really cool. Blackouts are random events that last a couple of minutes. During a blackout, all the lights turn off, making it more difficult to see. What I like about blackouts is how it shows how shit the power grid is, to the point where the entire power turns off in this entire sector. The special thing about blackouts are the mystery crates that spawn in. Mystery crates can give you random weapons from a Shiv to a BFG 50. These crates cost not 250. They cost 950, sorry for the fumble. Make sure not to open them too much or it will blow up. Mystery crates can also spawn without a blackout. The Glock is one of the most common guns you'll find. It's reliable and easy to shoot. This gun looks scratched to fuck. It has writing all over it and I'll tell you what it says. It says made in Austria? Yes, Austria! That is so weird. This gun has this imported from scratched out, and lad, this gun looks like it's been thrown around the fucking battlefield. The sawed-off looks like it's 100 years old, at least, maybe older. This gun looks like it's survived through a fucking nuke. There's large wear and tear on this gun, as you can see in this clip here. It even has a one stock, making it look more decrepit. I think it adds to what the devs wanted the DB to be, makeshift and shit. The Beretta has such a unique design because it shows how desperate the dealers are to get guns imported into Sector 07. Just because it says imported September 2004. 2004! The Intertech Tech 9 is a very interesting one for me. Since it has 2 modes, the semi and a burst fire select. This gun design doesn't have any writing on it, but it does have a very meek and simple design. But it still does look very worn, to be honest. This gun is like one of my favorites since, oh man, you can just shred with this. The M1911 is a very good gun. It's easy to aim with and it shoots the Lord's caliber, 45 SCP. This gun has writing on it saying patented September 1911, which I think it's trying to say is the gun you're holding is from 1911, but I don't really know. The Ithaka, yes, Ithaka, is a very powerful gun up close. This gun has the number 12 on it. I don't know what that means, but this gun is also really old. This gun was made in 1937. Well, duh. Ithaka 37, 1937. Well, no shit. This gun gives me, for some reason, it gives me large World War II vibes just from the way it looks. It reminds me of like the World War II trench guns. So yeah, those look pretty cool. The Deagle is a very powerful weapon, medium range of course. It has a silver chromish look. It has writing on it that says International Military Productions. This gun gives me a feel that it was like smuggled from the USA. I don't know why, but I just feel like it has. The AKS dominates the streets with high damage and good fire rate. This gun looks very makeshift with the amount of bolts and screws holding it up. I know AKs are built like that, but it even has some scratches on rust on the gun. Even the wood on the gun looks stale. The Mare's Leg is a very long range gun. It even has a scope on it. This gun has a lot of text, like a lot. It has the numbers 07, obviously referring to the sector. Then on the gun it says read manual before use. Then on the scope it says high power scope, read manual before use. Pretty simple. The Tommy gun has an old look, as nearly of all the guns do actually. But this gun has a tons of text. It says US model of 1920 and Thompson submachine gun caliber 45 ACP. And I actually can't see the other text, sadly. And also this gun has way too much fucking ammo. The Uzi is a very cheap submachine gun. It has a slow fire rate and low damage, but it will tend to your killing needs. This gun has the same color palette as the Deagle, but it even looks more worn somehow. The number 07 is written on this gun. The other writing on this gun is unreadable, except for the serial number. The SKS is a Soviet carbine. It is an old gun. You can even see some scratches on it. You can see how worn the metal is on this gun. The gun has the letters 07 written on it, just like nearly every single gun in the game. This gun has very low recoil and actually does pretty good damage. The rocket launcher is such a fun gun. This gun looks like it's been through a war. It has a very rusty look. And this gun is one of my favorite guns to look at, not use, to look at. Because it just looks so nice. This gun is very powerful. It can wipe fucking gangs. The BFG is such a nice fucking gun. The animations don't even be able to see the round inside the chamber. This gun looks new. Like, no scratches, new as hell. This thing can one-shot nearly anything. Well, sometimes you'll have to have a well-placed shot with like a tier 3. This gun is very fun. There is some writing on this gun that says safe and fire, obviously meaning if you want to put it on safe, and Cal 50. The F&P is a silence gun. It even has a sight on it. Even though this gun has fancy attachments, it still gives an old and used feel. I don't know why, but there is some text on this gun as well. It says made in the US. The US? Huh. The Super Shotty is a very small gun. It looks like the Ithaka, even having some of the same details. By that I mean the metal is losing its color. The text on it says Super Shotty Firearms 07. This gun is similar to the Glock, made in Austria, blah blah blah, white irons instead of green. Not much to say. Also this gun has like no fucking reserve. Like, bro, really? 42 reloads? Come on. Oh boy, the Magnum. This thing is my favorite weapon. It's so good. This gun is like a modern version revolver. Obviously, double action isn't modern, but it looks like a raging bull. This gun has the most moving parts, I think, but the animations, oh, they're so good. The MP7 is such a fast gun. This gun can shred. This gun looks, well, like normal. Not really much to say. I mean, it's kind of ordinary. I wish I could say more on this gun, but there isn't really anything. The UMP gives me similar vibes to the MP7. Simple and meh. But on this gun it says 45 auto. This gun has a rendering error when you look at it from the front. The M4A1 is a very clean gun, with barely any wear and tear, maybe a tiny bit of scratches, but the text on it says property of the US Gov M4A1 carbine Cal 556. The FAL is a Belgium gun. I don't actually have much to say about this gun except for the rust, but the text says FAL rifle Sector 07. The M320 or GL or grenade launcher is a very good weapon. Not only can it be used for one-on-one combat, you can use different types of grenade types. This gun might as well be different types of grenades in your inventory. The text says Cal 40mm and the other text is numbers and blur. The Scout is a clean gun. Some scratches, just like any other gun in this game to be honest. But this gun was made in Austria, just like the Glock. It also says general purpose rifle. It also says it was imported 1st of September, Sector 07. It looks like the word Sector 07 was painted over something. This got me thinking, since the Beretta was also imported in September, was the Scout also imported in 2004 since the Beretta was? It's really weird. The Shiv, used in Breaking Bad. The Shiv does shit damage but swings fast. It also looks real makeshift. The bayonet. Stick this onto your AK. This thing is a staple of the streets, bro. Gordon's favorite. The crowbar is so handy for new players, since they're usually shit with lockpicks, no offense. You can open anything with this, except for bitches. Well, you can if you try hard enough. Sorry, that was a bad joke, I know. Criminality's market gardening. The shovel is 2-hit. It's actually pretty good, but it is slow as fuck. The funny bank weapon. The wooden bat, it has big damage but low cost. It seems people always hit me in the head every time I go up against one of these things. It's so annoying! The Battle Slang or Spy TF2 is one of the fastest melees in the game. It is small and compact, just like what's in your pants. Oh shit! Anyways, this has good bleed and decent damage. The Taiga is very small. It's like a smaller version of the machete. The Taiga is just annoying. Enough said, to be honest. It's a knife. Well, really, I actually like the design of this. It looks very nice, very high detail in the scratches. And, oh my god, that blade, the damage, it's pretty fucking good. The metal bat is so makeshift, especially with the barbed wire wrapped around it. It seems this is made during like an apocalypse or something. But this weapon can break people's fucking necks. The chainsaw is very unique. It has a constant moving chain. Well, that kind of what makes it a chainsaw. But it is the only weapon that makes a constant noise. By that, I mean melee weapon, by the way. The golf club is very, very nice. Has very massive range. Like, this thing can swing for miles. Also, you'll be putting people's heads all day with this thing. The smoke is simple. It also has some weird letters and numbers on it. I think that's the chemicals like used to produce the smoke. The flashbang in this game is the Russian Zara flashbang. I don't think, first of all, voice crack. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but it's such an interesting design. I actually love it. The Molotov is handy. It can block off areas and does decent amount of damage. This thing has the most makeshift look in the entire fucking game. Look at it. The stone looks like a traditional flashbang. It is kind of shit in my opinion, but hey, at least it slows down the sensitivity on other players. But one thing, it's good for killing people with armor. The frag grenade is fucking legendary. This thing can annihilate people. With a well-placed throw, it can just kill anyone. It can be dangerous if it drops under your feet. Well, who taught? The C4. How the fuck did this thing get into Sector 07? The C4 is so deadly. This thing can kill entire gangs. Of course, the gang has to be retarded, but hey, it just works. Not much to say, it's a medical item. It can repair fractured limbs, excluding necks. This is also a medical item. It restores some HP and also looks like a Fortnite bandage. Not gonna lie, enough said. Their traditional looking medkit. This thing restores 80 HP and can fix all fractured limbs, including neck. It is really good. The body flashlight, it's pretty much a portable flashbang with shorter range. The flashlight is utterly useless, unless you want to blind people. The antidote, or cum chalice. This heals 30 HP and a percentage of limb. Drugs criminality. The ratios is very suspicious. Sus! 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 Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. It makes you go real fast. It also gives you damage resistance. Tier 1. It's like a stab-proof armor, I swear. The backpack. You can hold more slots and it's very rogue looking. Tier 2. Full-on fucking riot gear. This thing has strong resistance. It has very good textures, like the stained glass and the scratches. The night vision goggles are, well, fucking useless, but they are cool. The text on them says caution, that's pretty much it. There we go. The CS is very handy for blocking doors. It drains stamina and does very little damage, but it is very useful. The text on it is similar to the smoke nade. The incendiary is like a faster Molotov, that's pretty much it, but it also has the same writing, like the CS and smoke, but obviously it's kind of different. The snowball launcher is a Christmas exclusive. It is white and red, and the text says it's cold outside. The Hallows launcher is a Halloween exclusive. It shoots a carrot thing as a projectile, and it can launch enemies. It can do some good damage. The text says trick or treat. The Prepper spray has so much fucking text, bro. The brand is Sword Red, and I will now read out all the other text. Caution, skin and eye irritant. Content under pressure, see warning label on back. The machete can be a 2-shot, has a very sleek design with very little scratches. Stop resisting! The baton has some of the black paint peeling off, meaning it's probably been there for a while, because I have one reason why. This thing's hitbox is fucking tiny, no wonder no one wants to buy this. It's not very good. It's like the wrench, but improved. You can actually block with it. The fire axe is a very powerful weapon. It can chop down 1 doors in 2 hits. It has some scratches on it and some paint peeling off. The katana is the most annoying weapon in the game because you don't need skill, but to be honest, it is very fun to use. It is a very clean weapon with like little to no scratches on it. It is nice. The Mac 10 is a proper street gun. This thing can shred people to pieces. The text on it says military armament exclusive for blank. Do not reactivate the firearm. Not for civilian use. Imported from blank. Read manual before operating. Imported from blank. Read manual before operating. And I can't really make out the text. The brass knuckles are more powerful than fists. They're kind of scummy since it can be like 2-piece someone and down some. But these things are really just, I wouldn't say makeshift, but they're very mafia kind of vibes off them. It's really cool. The airstrike is one of the most overpowered things in the game. It can kill anything. This item shows how much money people will spend just to murder other people. The airstrike is feared among the streets. If you hear a walkie-talkie sound effect, it might not be too late. But if you hear the jet, you might as well be dead. Each sniper has its own glare in Criminality. The Scout has a small scope glare since it's supposed to be hidden. The BFG has the biggest glare since it needs a huge scope. It shoots 50 BMG. It needs a big scope. The Mare has a medium scope. It's a normal scope, not really special. Gore is a mechanic of this game, like bleeding and dismemberment. The fire axe can do this fucking easily, as you can see here. The metal bat can break necks in a single hit on the 3rd swing. Fire axe can also explode people's heads. I hope you enjoyed the video. This one took a while.